Yo guys, what's going on? So back with another video, and oh my god, the ban list dropped yesterday, and probably the most crazy ban list we've seen in a while. Really slaughtering the top 4 decks, and making the next couple of weeks really interesting for Yu-Gi-Oh players. I know the ban list has incited more players to come back into the game, excited existing players, and it's absolutely nuts. So obviously there's been a lot of speculation with Pendulum being tier 1, and we've got a build going on here. I've been testing over the last 24 hours using Guradragon combos. It's a 40 card deck, really consistent, works really well, and yeah, so the ban list was absolutely nuts. Salmon Great and Striker I don't think are dead. I think Thunder's probably up there top 3. I know Jesse Cotton put a post out on Facebook saying that the deck lives on, and if he says the deck lives on, then it does, because he's one of the best players in the world right now, and you know he pretty much made Thunder Dragon good in the first place. So I suppose that deck is still pretty strong, even though at the multiple hits. But yeah, Pendulum untouched, if not stronger. And I'm going to show you guys a 40 card deck profile that's really consistent, really good, gets up good boards, and good going first or second. So yeah, I'm going to get straight into the video. So for the main deck, 40 cards as I said. So we go for the 3 Dark Womb and the 2 Gate Zero. So these are our extenders for Electromite and for the Guradragon plays. So Dark Womb is absolutely nuts in the deck. Really insane. This package is... I used to play the 1, but I think because it's 40 cards, I want to have a high scale and low scale in hand. So, and the search effect, it's just another card in hand. So it's really good to have this package. I really recommend it. So for the for the extenders, play 3 Curtain Raiser. Curtain Raiser is insane. Just extenders for Electromite. So yeah, and the last of the extenders, so we will play the Dark Worm, the Abyss Dweller, and the Chronograph. So this engine is really good, works really well, and super consistent. So yeah, so only those extenders. And for the Magicians, I would play the 3 Harmonizing, which is insane. It's 3 still, so we got to make use of the Harmonizing with the 3 Wisdom Eye. Fixes your scales and a good summon off Harmonizing with the 2 Oath Dragon. Oath Dragon's insane for replenishing your hand, getting Harmonizing back to your hand. So yeah, really good low skill as well. And for the Magicians, play 2 more Purple Poison because it's good getting cards off the field, and a generic good low scale. And then for the last of the Magicians, we play the and the Dragon Pit. So these are the high scales. He obviously gets rid of the back row, and he is good at... He's just a good solid high scale. So that is it for the Magicians. Like I said, we want to make this deck really consistent, and I think this is the most consistent lineup for the extenders and the Magicians. So yeah, they work really well in tandem, and yeah, this deck's nuts. So I'm really excited to play this deck at locals on Friday. So yeah, so stay tuned. I'm probably going to be testing the deck over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to see how it develops. And yeah, so for the last of the monsters, we just played the Studio of Guradragon combos and the Amorphage Sloth, because of the tag. It can be a tag out target for seals. Sorry. So yeah, the Studio's nuts. It helps make that end board stronger. Helps go into Guradragon plays, and then Sloth's good to go into on your opponent's turn. Using the Hieratic Seal effect to tag it out, especially in defense, and then locked out the extra deck while dealing with 2 or 3 negates. So yeah, really good. And so that's the monsters, and then straight for the spells, we play the 3 Penhole, because Penhole's insane, and then because it's more Guradragon oriented, we max out on the Dragon Shrine of Foolish, just because we want to get Darkwind Grave as soon as possible, get him out, and then, you know, see if we can go to Electromite while having access to our Darkwind for the Guradragon plays. And then 40 cards, it's a bit risky, but 3 Desires, because we want to make this deck consistent as it possibly can be. And then for more draw power, a little Darkness. The deck's all dark, it doesn't matter. You're gonna profit off this card every time. So yeah, so that is literally the deck lineup. So really, sorry, move the camera a slight bit. So yeah, really consistent, works really well. I might do a separate video doing a combo tutorial. But yeah, this deck's really insane. So that is literally it for the lineup. So 40 cards for the Pendulum Magician deck. You could put an Endymion engine in, you could put an Orcust engine in, even the Zephyr engine in, but I think pure Magician is probably the easiest to play while having the Guradragon access, and you can just play 40 cards really consistent, get your boards out really consistently, and it works well in the format as it stands. And I say as it stands because the format is going to shift one way or another because it is literally over 24 hours old. So yeah, so as it stands, really good to go in first, really good to go second. I'm not going to show a side deck today because I feel like a side deck would be it's meta depending and format depending, and of course you want to put your generic Pankratops, maybe evenly matched Lancia, of course, for Orcust, and if Thunder Dragon's still going, obviously it will be still going because the deck's nuts, but yeah, so put your generic cards in if you're looking to go for locals and play your Pendulum deck. I recommend this, and then obviously your generic side deck cards. Maybe Red Reboot as well would be pretty good. So I'll show you guys the extra deck now. So obviously the Electromite, because it's the Playmaker. I would like this card back at 2, but I think that would be overkill. Yeah, the Playmaker of the deck, if they got hand traps, they'll hit this guy first before they hit this guy, because he extends your plays, and obviously LP, they don't see it coming, but now they probably will see it coming, and it could save the hand trap for the LP, but your opponent would need 2 or 3 hand traps to really stop you dead. So Electromite then going, shifting the combo into Guradragon using LP's effect, it's nuts, it's really good. Like I said, I'll do a separate video explaining combos, but yeah, these two are the main extenders and playmakers of the extra deck. And then for more Guradragon combos, we go for the Triple Burst with the Argapane and the Spheres. So obviously mandatory for the combo, and you typically want to end on Spheres with like 2 or 3 negates, and you're happy going, because that's tough to play under. I know Super Poly is back at 3, and I think it's more of a side deck option. So if you win die roll, you set it at your board, you're probably going to take game 1. If they do start to put in Super Poly, and you know it's a deck, you're playing against a deck that can put Super Poly in the deck, so you can play around it. So yeah, they only have limited targets for Super Poly, so make sure you end on the board just to play around it if you want to be safe. But you know, they have to hard draw it, and if they want to add it to the hand using the Alpha Scorpio, you can just negate that anyway. So for the links, we play the Beat Cop and the Zephyr Metaltron, really good open up the arrows for the Pendulum Summon. And then for these sort of generic staples, just play the Phoenix and the Borosword for the back removal, and of course the OTKs. Vortex, because it's really good to get out with Arcane. It's a really strong negate for Pendulum, and yeah, I really recommend doing this over the Hot Red, just because it's, you know, it's a negate and a destroy. For the rank 4s, you could put Utopia Double in this. I wouldn't go against doing that at all. Utopia Double is an insane card, and although it does eat up 1 main deck slot and 2 extra slots, I feel like that sort of route, if you wanted to take it, is very viable. In this specific video, I would play these cards. However, Utopia Double is a very strong card, and it's something that I would test and I would recommend to play. But for the moment, I think for a more unknown format, I think these cards are just generically good, just to get rid of any rogue decks, because if you expect to go to locals next 2 or 3 weeks, there will probably be a lot of rogue, so I think these decks kind of handle that for you. So then that is it for the Xyz, and then for the Synchros, we play the FA Dawn Dragster with the Board of Savage, because they're our end board. We want to get to these two for the end board combo, and then for generic removal in a grind game, Ignister is absolutely insane. I played Pendulum last week and I really missed this card in the deck, so I took it out. But yeah, having the ability to shuffle a card in the field is insane. It's really good. So that is it for the extra and the main deck. So like I said, no side because early days we don't really know what we're playing against. I think Guru is going to be a really good deck. Salad and Striker, they're still going strong. Well, I say Striker's going strong. You could take a go second sort of route with the deck, and you can still play around a lot of things. Obviously, if that Morshall does get Ogres or Twin Twisted, it is a bit of a heartache, but you know, you're going to have to adapt. And Striker's really good. It's in the past, it's taken hits, and it's adapted. So I wouldn't write it off yet. Salad's really good. Salad's insane. I don't think people should write that deck off at all because it's getting new support. It's still got 3 mining. And all you have to do is just play an extra will, more fouls, and you can just extend your plays, go into combos, get that resource back to your hands. And yeah, so another crazy thing that we got in the format now is 3 Solemn Judgments, which is nuts. Having 3 Solemn Judgments is insane. I think that is going to change the meta to the point where everyone should be running Solemn Judgments because it's insane. And I know it's cost half your life points, but you know, if you're going to win the game and kill the next turn, it doesn't matter. So yeah, overall the ban list is insane. A bit of a bummer for me. I had an Altergeist deck literally ready to show you guys, but of course, yeah, Multi-Faker to 1. Still playable, the deck's still playable, however, there's better options. So yeah, this ban list is insane. I've got loads of more videos planned coming up for you guys, so like and subscribe if you're new, and stay posted on my Twitter. I'll leave a link in the description below. And yeah, so guys, keep supporting the channel, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care, bye.